out why they did not return, or who had some explanation for receiving and never even acknowledging it. We would no doubt get a varying degree of responsiveness, much as people would respond today. Some our counterpart might say similar these things to what they might say. The first leper responded by asking, "Well, did Jesus expect me to return?" That is his profession, isn't it? I mean, sometimes people think, well, when the preacher does something for me, when the minister does something for me, isn't that what he's paid to do anyway? Shouldn't he be doing those kind of things? It's his profession, isn't it? He's paid to do that. In a world of large churches such as we have today, well-paid ministers we have, there are many people who feel that because they pay tithing or pay a fee or whatever you want to call it, that all the benefits they receive should be given to them directly, or at least through the minister, but in a way, they should never have to really give much of a thanks because he's paid to do those kind of things. Okay, what about the second leper? The second leper was a different kind of guy. He says, well, I'm kind of the reserved, quiet type, a bit timid. I'm not good at speech making. And he went along to explain, it's just not my thing. Some can, some can't. It's interesting how a tongue-tied person can utter one syllable of praise and become very outspoken if you were condemning somebody who violated his rights, but when Jesus had helped him, suddenly he had nothing to say. Had Jesus taken away health, instead of giving it to the victim, he would have no problem in fault-finding and letting Jesus know what he really thought. Third leper, the third one, responded that he was not certain that a thank you was, in this particular case, even necessary. And if it was, to whom should it be expressed? He told me to show myself to the priest. On the way going to the priest, I was healed. Now how do I know for sure that this was not just a coincidence? I think there's somebody here with a lack of faith, believing that, well, maybe I would have been healed anyway. Maybe this thing was going away all along, and I just never realized it. How many times you felt sick, and then you didn't take any medicine, but just kind of got better? That's what probably happened to just about everybody. And you wonder, well, did God have a hand in this, or did I just get better? Well, you just got better, but I kind of suspect God might have had a hand in it too. For this type of person, luck, faith, or chance, or other such expressions characterize their lives and thinking. It's easier that way because then they don't have to feel any gratitude or any obligation or that they owe anything to anybody. And of course, the word that has happened to me by the grace of God never entered their minds. Okay, we're up to the fourth one now. Now, what about the fourth one? His attitude is a little bit different, perhaps a little bit arrogant. He's saying, well, why should I thank him? Actually, his image got as much as a boost of helping me. His reputation was helped by helping me, so he got as much out of this as I did. So why should I thank him? It is the attitude that because someone else enjoys what he does for others, he should never be told of one's appreciation. You know, when you help somebody else, you do it because you want to do it. You're not asking for a big pat on the back. You're not asking for a large thank you. But doesn't it encourage you to do it again and to continue these kind of things when you know somebody is appreciative, when you know somebody's receiving? Because sometimes you do something and you don't know whether they accepted it or just, let it go as an everyday happenstance. When you give thanks, you show that you do appreciate it, and you show that the person that they're doing what they're doing is worthwhile, that somebody appreciates it. It is the attitude because someone enjoys what he does for others that sometimes they say he should never get more than a thank you. That is a sin we commit sometime, and perhaps have years back against our parents or even our children. when things are done and we fail to show appreciation and say thank you. Well, now was the fifth leper, and the fifth leper said, when I began thinking about all that I needed to do to get back into the swing of things, well, I had so much on my mind, I just didn't think to go back. I guess I was caught up in the moment with what was happening. That's kind of interesting. Whenever we do not have our health, whenever things are going poorly for us, or whenever we feel helpless and somewhat hapless, we think of the intrinsic values and even make promises to God what we're going to do when our circumstances change. But then, upon the occurrence of that change, we sometimes forget the promises we made. The pressures of one's daily routines often extract from them all their time, all their energy, and then we don't find the time, we don't take the time to say, thank you. Sometimes when God is blessed with us, we may fail to give him the thanks that he deserves and show him that we recognize that he has blessed and helped us. Many sincere promises made in troubled times are forgotten when, let's say, the rain ceases to fall on us. Don't get too involved with controversial people. That's what the sixth leper said. He didn't want to. Jesus was a controversial person. You remember, he was not well received by everybody. Some people wonder, well, Jesus blessed so many, he helped so many. But they don't crucify you for helping people. They crucify those who they don't like, people they hate, people who commit crimes, people who do very bad things. Jesus was not loved by everyone. And this person, the sixth one, considered Jesus a controversial man and said he didn't want to really get a lot involved. He's willing to take his help, but he don't want to get involved with him. This Jesus, he's not the most loved person in Galilee. People are divided in their opinions. Some think he ought to be the king. So others think he should be crucified. I don't really have an opinion, but I'm not going to get involved. I've even heard that they're not fond of him down at the temple because of his association with sinners. It is a way of saying that religion is good when we need it, but don't get too close. We don't want to get too much of it. I had an uncle one time who used to say, religion is a good thing, but don't get carried away. Now, don't get me wrong, the guy said. I do appreciate the fact that I'm healthy again, but I don't want to overdo the religion bit. I'm a Christian. I'm glad that, but I don't want to get too closely identified with this here Christ, because someone might call me a fanatic. You ever been called a fanatic? I have. It's interesting. The same person who called me a fanatic respects me today because I showed him that I'm going to live what I'm preaching. It's very interesting. Don't let it bother you. If someone calls you a fanatic, live it out. They'll appreciate it. The seventh one said, I just hate to feel obligated anymore. Another one, he accepted what was given to him, but he didn't want to be obligated to him. He expressed the fear that had he gone back to this man Jesus, he might have felt maybe an obligation to do something for Jesus. My motto is, he said, never give people the idea that you owe them anything, and then you're free to do your own thing. Again, he wanted to accept what was given to him, but he didn't want to pay the price. And the eighth leper said, I didn't want to be healed anyway. Some people, believe it or not, there's some people who literally resent help when somebody wants to give it to them. I've known some very proud people. Another, I think it was the same uncle, one who didn't care about too much religion. He would do things for you, but he never wanted you to do anything for him. I guess it's because then you did something for him, he felt now he's been paid back. You're no longer obligated to him, but he might be obligated to you. He just didn't like that situation. Some have, I don't know if we could have a sick mind, and they delight in having ready excuses for reasons, and they lack the acceptance of responsibility. I'm not sure what their excuses really are. They're in a sense, are spiritual invalids who, if they had the abundant life, might feel obligated to share it with This is what Christ has told us we need to do, share our Christianity with others. A 20th century poet described many Christians as, he said, undead. Undead. Now, it's not that they were dead or are dead, but they're not enough alive to make it seem like they are. The ninth one said, well, I just didn't think. When you don't think, it is said, you don't think. When you think of the beauty of creation and the providential care that God has given, you take the time to thank Him. When you think of the contribution that others are making in your life, you thank Him. Jesus asked, were there not 10 of you? And where are the other 9? But to the one he said, go thy way. Thy faith has made thee whole. God's grace and mercy were shown to 10 alike. Physically, he blessed all 10, but only one of the 10 received healing to his soul, the cleansing of sin and forgiveness that makes eternal life possible. I have no doubt that if we were to try with all our might, that we could not recall all the blessings that the Lord has given us. I don't think any of us could, because He's given just so many and so constantly. So many blessings that He's given directly to us, or so many blessings He has given to us through others. Some of those blessings may well be in the form of things that were done even years ago. These kind of give us new meaning to the saying that the Lord does work in mysterious ways. Because as I said earlier, sometimes God has done things years before they ever needed to be done. He has prepared this world before it was ever occupied. He's done so many things for us. So this sermon title became a question, really. A title of a response to grace really becomes the question, what have we done in response to God's grace? That's a personal question. It's something everybody must answer for themselves. He's done so much for us, and He does so much for us even now. We know that we can never repay Him for what He's done for us. And you know, the remarkable thing is that He doesn't ask for us to repay Him. He doesn't say, pay me back. He doesn't say, do this. He says, do this out of love. Not do this because I did something for you. He doesn't require us to try to pay Him back for the things He's done to us. There are things that He does want us to do, like to love each other, to really, really love one another, to care for those who are down and out. We've had a program here for some time that helps the needy people in Apopka and the surrounding area. But I guess it may be due to the lack of congregation shrinking. I've noticed contributions have dropped off considerably lately. Well, maybe some people do them like I kind of do. I kind of build up mine all at home and bring them in all at once. We're a small congregation, and we can't do a whole lot of things for a lot of people. But we do what we can. We need to always remember how great God's love for us is. His grace is extended toward us, not because we deserve it, but because we need it. The great apostle Paul was told when he asked for relief from a really big problem he had, the Lord said to him that my grace is sufficient for you. May our response to Jesus be such that in the end we might hear the words, well done, good and faithful servant. For when we were yet without strength, in due time Christ died for the ungodly. For scarcely for a righteous man will one die, yet peradventure for a good man some would even dare to die. But God commended His love toward us, in that while we were yet sinners, Christ died for us. Much more then, being now justified by his blood, we shall be saved from wrath through him. May God's grace continue with us now and all our lives. Amen.
Thank you, Paul. Will you turn in your hymn books to hymn number 88? And stand and sing this as our closing hymn. Come, gracious Lord, descend and dwell by faith and love in every breast. Then shall we know and taste and feel the joys that cannot be expressed. Come, fill our hearts with inward strength. Make our enlarged souls possess, and learn the height and breadth and length of thine eternal love and grace. Now to the God whose power can do more than our thoughts and wishes know, be everlasting honor, Son, by all the church through Christ the Son. And now, as we part from this place, may the Spirit of the Lord Jesus Christ and God our Father, that is present with us now, go with us all the days of our lives. May we in gratitude always express to the world our love for Him and His love for all mankind. And thus we pray in the name of the Son, even Jesus the Christ. Amen.